welcome back to my channel. My name's Dawn, I'm the Reclusive Crafter. Happy Saturday everybody. I'm a bit later today with my video than I wanted to be. I've had a really busy week. I've not had a chance to do the video up front, so this is virtually going to be released the same day. For those of you that saw my last video, which I don't think was many people, but I am now working on the Georgian Romance journal. I'm doing this one a little bit different to the way I would normally do my journals. I usually put the journals together, so all the signatures and everything I usually put together and put them in their, what do you call it, their case, and then I do all the ephemera. This one is going to be done slightly different in that I want to do quite a bit of the ephemera before I actually start, so that once I actually put the journal together, I'm just slotting everything in and it'll be hopefully a much quicker process. So the first thing I'm doing today, I want to do some hidden paper clips, and the digital design is from Scrimmping Mommy, and the paper clips that I'm going to do are also her design as well. And we are going to just make a start. This really should be a stash busting Saturday, but I really want to make a start on this. I'm not going to lie, I'm sort of struggling at the moment with ideas and motivation. So I thought if I just got on with my project, it will give me something to focus on until my brain clicks back into gear again, and I know what I want to do and what I want to achieve. So that's my plan. So if you were looking for a stash buster, I suppose this could be classified as a stash buster in that I've already got these digitals printed out, so they're now in my stash and now I'm using them. So it's a bit of a cheat really, but it is what it is. Sometimes we all lose our way a little bit and we just need to do what's right for us at the time. And I really, like I say, I really want to get on with this and get it done, or at least make a start on it, and then I'll feel that I'm actually achieving something rather than worrying about what it is I want to do and how I'm going to do it. I was going to share some Christmas tree decorations with you today, but I really couldn't get it right, and I must have done three. Oh, I've put that away and I need it still. I must have done three different videos and nothing went right, so I decided to give up on that in the end. Right then, so this for the hidden paper clips wants to be, I just want to check that this is going to be long enough. It needs to be at least 6.5, which that's plenty. So I can do 2.5 on here. So that needs to be 2.5 inches wide. And that one needs to be 2.5 inches wide. And so does this one. I think that design might go up that way around, but I'm not sure that it really matters, to be honest with you. Yeah, so this is, I don't think I've done those right. Have I just done them at 1.5? Oh no, I did do them at 2.5. Yes, this is going to be more of a craft along than a stash buster. But I hope you enjoy it anyway. I'm not going to give you too many instructions on this, because it is more of a craft along. And if you want to see how this is actually done properly, for want of a better term, pop along to Scrimmping Mummy's YouTube channel, and she's got all of the measurements, how to do it, how to put it all together on there. I am changing things up slightly because the way these pockets are done, or the way these hidden paper clips are done, I've got one here that I did a long time ago when she first did the video, and she did it so that there's a 1/4 inch gap either side of the two different papers. I want to try and leave a little bit more of a gap there, so I'm going to cut these slightly differently to the plan, and it should be cut, the second strip should be cut at 2 1/4. I'm just going to do it at 2 to allow a little bit of a wider border, really, so that if I show you there, look, that's going to give a slightly wider border, which is my personal preference. So you don't have to do that. You can go with the 2 1/4 as Scrimmping Mommy has done, but my personal preference is just having a little bit of an extra border there. I quite like that. So that's what I'm doing, and it's all about doing what you want to do with crafting. You will watch a million videos of different crafters, and every crafter will do something different, even if they're making exactly the same thing. And that's what it's all about. It's about doing what makes you happy and what you feel is right. So there we go, and that's what I'm doing, folks. So I'm just going to cut these down so I've got the strips available, and then okay, so that's that one done. Okay, so those are, now that will be used for something different. Not quite sure what, but I will use that for embellishing. And just excuse me a moment while I just stretch up and get my paper clips. I've got a big old tin of paper clips. Okay, so these are directional papers, which probably isn't the best thing to use for these things, but I'm just wondering, yeah, that will work. I just wanted to make sure it is going to work. So this one's going to be my background, so that's going to come over that way. So I need to round those corners there, okay. And I need to score these first of all. I want to make, I think I'm going to do 4 paper clips in total. I don't think I'm going to use all 4 in the journal, but I want 4 just in case I use 4. So that's kind of where I'm aiming for today. So I'm going to score these, if I can find my scorer. Yes indeedy, there it is. Okay, and I want to score these at 2 1/2. I'm going to do these down this way so that I can see what I'm doing. So 2 1/2. Just get that blade out of the way. So 2 1/2 and 5 1/2. Okay, so that now folds like so. Is that right? I guess it must be. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to round these corners so that we've got nicely rounded corners. There we go. And then this one, in fact, if I just do all of these while I'm here, so it was 2 1/2, 2 1/2 is there. Score that one, and then 5 1/2 is there. Score that one. That's just creased up wrong there, so just move that over. There we go, that's better. And then just gonna edge those again. One, 2, that's 2 pieces, and then again 2 1/2, and 5.5. Lovely. And round. 1, 2. And the final one, 2.5. And 5.5. There we go. Let's just pop that out of the way. And again, let's pop that in there. 1 and 2. Okay, so those are my bases. Love this paper, it's very pretty. So that's my bases done. And now I want to pop on some paper clips. And again, just to reiterate what Amanda says, you know, it doesn't matter what size the paper clip is. I think I might go with something a bit bigger than that though, if I've got anything a bit bigger. What do you reckon? They're all about the same, aren't they, apart from being humongously large. And I don't really want a humongously large. What have we got here? That one's probably a little bit bigger. Yeah, that one's better, look. In fact, I'll just do that round the other way. So I'll pop that one on there. Okay. I'm not entirely sure that's right, you know. Seems awfully long there, and that one's not. Maybe I didn't do that according to the instructions. Maybe I did my own thing. Possibly. Okay, let's... Okay, what do I want to do? I want to round these off. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And one more. 1 and 2. Okay, those done. Right, I want 4 paper clips. Oop, nearly lost it down the back there. Oops. Okay, so I want 4 paper clips, and I want to pop that on there. 1. 2. 3. And that one. And 4. Okay. I'm going to leave those flaps out a minute because otherwise I'm not going to be able to tuck them under, I don't think. I'm going to leave those flaps out for a minute. It's been a while since I made the last one, so I'm doing this by memory. I could have just watched the video again, but that would have been too easy. Okay, and now I know what I didn't do, or did I? I didn't cut them down to the right length. That's why they're too long. Crazy person. Or did I? Did I? I can't remember. Oh my gosh, my brain these days. So, I did not cut them down because I'm a donut. Ha! That's why it didn't look right. There we go. Nothing lost, pleased to say. Didn't get that far. Phew. So 6.5. 6.5. And 6.5. Oh, I didn't think it looked right. I was trying to work out why it wasn't right. There we go. So 6.5. Have I just done that right? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, that'll do. And now these need to be 6. Nope, don't want to cut the rounded bit off, do you? No, we don't want to cut the rounded bit off because that would just be really silly. So 6. 6. You see, and people wonder why these journals take me so long to do. Have I got 4 there? 1, 2, 3. Where's the other one gone? There. 4. And 6. There we go. Smashing. Right then, let's try that one again, guys. Now it'll look right. Crazy, crazy woman. And now that forward. That's better. That's how it's supposed to look. You crazy bird. Oh, I'm so funny sometimes. I worry myself. There we go. 1, 2. 3. And 4. Yeah, he got there in the end. And now these will go on here, like so. That looks yummy, doesn't it? That's nice. I like that very much. Okay, so now I can do my gluing. Now I'm back in the room. Crazy woman. So I'm using Fabri-Tac purely because I'm using a slightly heavier weight cardstock for these, and it just gives you a little bit of wiggle room. The art glitter glue tends to dry really quickly and doesn't give you quite as much wiggle room to be able to position your bits. So I'm going with the Fabri-Tac to give me a bit more breathing space because I want to get the positioning. Oh look, doesn't that look so pretty? Isn't that lovely? And then we fold that over there like so, trying to get it as straight as possible. And then this one folds over that way there. Tra-la! Lovely. Love it. That's very pretty. There we go. So that is the basis for the... Did that get glued down? I can't remember. It does get glued down. I'm just going to glue this one down as well. In fact, before I glue that down, I'm just going to, not so much mitre, but I'm just going to take that in just fractionally, just to give it a slightly... Not sure I like that, but I just thought it would give it a cleaner finish, but you can now see the white underneath, but never mind. I'm just going to glue this piece down like that. Give it a good old squash. Get my old bone folder. Give it a good burnish. There we go. Lovely. And that's the first one done. That can now be embellished any way you want to. On the originals that Amanda did, she did the little pockets on the front and on the back, and also the little tabs on them as well. I will put some tabs on actually, but I'm not sure that I want pockets on at this stage, so I'm going to hold off on some pockets for now, but I might put them on later perhaps. Who knows? Let's just get these made first, and then we'll worry about what bits are going on afterwards. I'm using my small bottle of Fabri-Tac today. I needed to order some. I've always worked with the bigger bottles, but I couldn't get the bigger bottle. The two of the smaller ones worked out cheaper than one of the big ones, and I haven't bothered decanting it, so I'm just using the smaller one. But it's really hard to squeeze, to be fair. I found whether it's because I've used the bigger one a lot and the bottle's got more pliable, I don't know, but yeah, I'm finding it quite difficult to squeeze that bottle. Maybe I'm just getting weak in my old age. Oh, get off. There we go. That's another one done. They are very pretty, aren't they? And then when this is glued down, you just push it over your paper. I will show you in a moment. Squash that one down. Let me show you, because here is a piece of paper I had ready, which I don't normally have. Ha ha! And then that slides over there. There you go. How gorgeous is that? That's lovely. So simple to do, but very effective. So that's two. Very nice. You just give that a quick squidge. Very pretty papers. And again, let's break my wrist while I squeeze the glue out with all my might. I really need to get some of those, what do they call them? The Sugar Bell bottles with the metal tips on. I have had a look for them a number of times and I can't find any. So if anybody's got a link to them, I would really appreciate that. If you could put that in the comments, that would be fabulous. Because they look a lot easier to use than the actual bottles themselves. And let's face it, as we get older, we need all the help we can get. Okay, fold that over. Trying to keep it as straight as possible. Lovely. And pop that up there. Smashing. There we go. I think actually, rather than cutting the length on this piece a little bit shorter, in hindsight maybe I should have left it the same length, but it seems to be working okay. But again, watching these videos is good, and it's good to see when people don't do things quite right, because it stops you from making the same mistakes. So yeah, whilst I like the extra bit of the edge, I do think I needed the length on the second piece, but works okay. I'm not dishappy with it, that's for sure. Or dishappy, unhappy. Just give that a quick old burnish. There we go. That's that one done. And you see how quick these are to do. And like I say, you can embellish them in any which way you choose to do so. There are some lovely embellishments as part of this kit, which I'm going to use. And you may have noticed I've not distressed any of the edges on this. I'm erring towards keeping this nice and clean rather than distressed look. Whether or not that thought process stays, I don't know, but we shall see. I quite like the clean element to it, which is lovely. Okay, try and keep them as central as possible. My hands that look filthy, I must go and wash them before I do anything else, because otherwise I'm just going to end up getting my papers all yucky and mucky, and we don't want that. Yucky and mucky. And fold that round there. Give that a squish. Glue all over there. And squish that, and squish that. There we go. So those are the 4 paper clips. Basics done. Marvellous. What did I do with my glue? There we go. Let's pop the lid on that. Now then, bits. I have bits. I have been busy cutting bits out. Not all the bits, I have to say, but quite a lot of them. These are gorgeous, aren't they? I love these. I've got an idea what I'm doing with those. I might use them as pockets in the journal. Yeah, we'll see. I've got an idea with them, so we'll keep those to one side. Those still need fussy cutting. If I've got time today, I'm going to put those envelopes together. Now then, I also cut out some bits from Amanda's original hidden paper clips, which are these bits here, which I thought might go nicely as these bits were. I mean, look at that. I mean, they're almost a perfect blooming match, aren't they? Look, they're gorgeous. So yeah, I've got some bits, and I also have got these. They are maybe, you see, doesn't that look lovely? And you know, because that's got the white edge, and I'm erring towards perhaps putting a little bit of distress on there, or maybe cutting them down a little bit more, not sure. Now then, these are what I was thinking of using, although you see that's a bit too big really. I don't want to cover up the whole thing. We've got cups. I think I'm going to need to print these off and reduce the size of them. I think that's what I'm going to need to do, guys, because I love these, but they are a little bit, in my personal humble opinion, a little bit too big for these paper clips. I wanted something a little bit smaller. You see, that's lovely. That's nice. I like that. And although I'm saying that, I can put them on the back here, can't I? I could even make these into paper clips, couldn't I? That would make a nice paper clip. Okay. Okie dokie. No. Nope. Nope. don't know. I don't want to cover up this paper. It's too pretty. Oh, dear me. This is a bit of a dilemma, isn't it? That's nice. See, but I'm covering up the paper. Oh, gosh. Amanda, you've made this far too pretty. I don't want to cover it up. I thought I had another... maybe not. Thought I had another of the love thingammies, labels, that's the word I was looking for, but they don't seem to be here. I thought, oh, I'm just leaning on them. How crazy is that? I thought there was more of them. I could put that one on there. I like that. That's nice. And then maybe... what do you think? I don't know. I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I take so long doing this, don't I? Honestly. Would she work on the back there? No, don't like her on the back. Okay, make a decision, Dawn. Come on, what are you doing? Ooh, little buddy fly. Now these were from... I think these were from the original paperclip design that Amanda did. And actually, ha ha ha, yes indeedy. You see, everything comes to those who wait. Like that on there. Like that on there. I'm going to go with that. Quick, Dawn, before you change your mind. Doody-doody-doo. I hope you're all having a fab weekend. I love the weekend. Oh, and I haven't told you my news. This is so exciting. I resigned my position from work and it has now been accepted, thankfully, after much deliberation. And I leave on January the 5th. So I am taking early retirement. Now, this might be the worst decision of my entire life, who knows, but I am desperately excited. My time is going to be my own. I'm going to be able to come in my craft room every single day. I'm going to be able to spend more time doing the things that I love to do. And yeah, exciting times, folks. So excited. I might have to start another channel about my retirement journey, which might bore you all to death. You don't have to watch it, because honestly, don't know if I'm making the right decision or not, but it's the right decision for me right now, and I am very excited. Very excited indeed. There we go. That's beautiful, isn't it? Love, love, love that. So that's the front done. And now for the back. Okay, so as I've said, I don't want to cover up too much of the design. How does that look? That looks quite cute, doesn't it? Dee, 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 dee. Oh, little old bingo. Bingo. Let's see if that works on there. that work? No, I'm covering up too much of the design, aren't I? I do not want to cover up too much of this design. Should I just go with that? No, let's pop that there, I think. And then pop that on there. Does that look okay? What do you think of that? It looks like it's being pushed off a little bit, doesn't it? Let me centralise it a bit more. There, what do you think? Yeah, are we good with that? Yeah, I'm just going to punch that hole because I don't really... Let me get my thingy. My thingy. Where's the little hole is there. There we go, that's better. Ta-da! Okay, so let's pop this down. Oh, I know what I should have done. Yeah, bear with me folks, let me just wipe that off so it doesn't dry on there. I am going to make a tab. So, what's the width of this? Look at that, that's 2 inches. How fab is that? And let me just make myself a tab. For those of you that have been here before, you will have seen me make my own tabs. It's just literally a 2-inch square. Simplicity itself. And little tab edger. And it's a really good way to use up your scraps. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself for people that have actually seen me do this. But literally, it's a 2-inch square, you fold it in half. You put the folded section inside where the fluted bit is, push it out, and again, folded section in to the corner, push it out, and there we have a rather beautiful tab. Okay, so don't buy a tab maker folks, because you can make them yourself a lot cheaper. Now then, I want to stick this on first before I put that other embellishment on, because it can cover up the bit, where it joins. Can't think what it's called. My brain is frazzled today, I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. Just going to glue that together. Don't know why I just glued both sides of that. I didn't really need to, but hey ho. It's not going anywhere now, is it? And then just glue this bottom bit here. And then pop that on there. And there's my little tab. Tra-la. Simple pimples. There we go. All very beautifully coordinating. I think you'll agree. There you are. And oh, I just put that on the wrong one. I did. Let me make another one. It's going to be one of those days, folks. I need to make 4 anyway, so hey ho. 2-inch square. Let's try that one again. Because my desk is such a mess. Oh lordy lord. There we go. Right then, let's try this one again, shall we? Okay, 2-inch square, fold in half, put the folded bit in your punch, and again, folded bit in your punch. And on this occasion, I'm gluing it together because I don't want it to go over the top of the paper clip. And I'm only going to glue the one side because actually that's all I need to do. There we go. Right, which is the one I was working on? This one. Let's pop it on there then, shall we? Oh yes, let's do that. So, pop a bit of glue down the bottom. Bob's your auntie's uncle. Yep, got the right one. Tut 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 tut. There we go. I've made that one slightly higher on there, which I actually prefer. If you look, can you see? I've made that one a little bit higher up. I haven't stuck it quite so low down, and I actually prefer that. So, happy mistake. Things happen for a reason, don't they? Ah, that's what I'm telling you. Ah, now then, what did I decide on? I decided on one of these. Getting there. Bear with me, folks. I tell you what, this ephemera is going to take me a lifetime, isn't it? I think I'm going to need to do some off camera or it's never going to get done, to be fair. But there we go. Right then, that's that one. And now I want to stick that there. That's very lovely. We like that. And then I think I want some of that. Oh, I was hoping to get some of that number showing, but I don't know that I will. Does that look okay? I want to try and. Shall I have that coming off there? That's a bit. Yeah, I should have moved that over slightly, but it doesn't matter. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, noodle features. Is that the same as that? It is. Should we put another butterfly on, perhaps? I can have some of the numbers showing with that. Well, that looks quite nice. I could maybe have... Yeah, I think I will go with the butterfly because I'm going to use, I think, a word maybe. I'm going to pop that butterfly on there, like that. We like that. And then just one of these are the words out of the kit. And I think if I use this one, like that, and some of that one maybe. Well, dog's decided to start barking. That's always useful, isn't it? Okay. I really am hopeless at cutting straight lines. Trimmers are a marvellous thing. Okay, I'm going to just pop that on there. And pop this. Shall I pop it on that way? Yeah, that's got more dark blue on it. pop that there. Okay, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And now I'm going to give that a little border like that. There we go. And now that can cover up. Yep, okay, gonna do it. There we go, 3/4 of an hour, and I've managed to finish one paper clip. Yay me! Oh God, I'm amazing, aren't I? There we go. I quite like the higgledy-pigglediness of that. And that's exactly what I'm telling you, okay? Right then, so there is one paperclip done, and it's only taken me 3/4 of an hour, folks, but it's beautiful and worth the wait. I think you'll agree. So let me just show you how it works. Pop it across there, goes on there, job done. Isn't that lovely? I'm a bit upset actually that I've covered all this over because it is such a lovely design, but it is very pretty. I do like that. So after 3/4 of an hour of you watching me trundle away, I am going to tidy my desk. When I say tidy, I'm just going to scoop it all up basically. And I'm just going to put these out 2 envelopes together, and then I'm going to call it a day for now. And hopefully when you come back and see me again, I'll have a bit more done. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Right then, let's score these, and I can at least put my envelopes together, and then they'll be ready to use, and I can start building up. Why isn't that sitting straight? What's going on? I can then start building up my ephemera stash for this journal, because that would just be super. Okay, can you see, guys? I'm just gonna score that down there, one there, and the little tab down there, lovely, and the flappy bit down there, and then the second tab. Oops, down there. Okay, and then this one, don't forget to put in the comments section if you know where I can get those sugar, I think they're called sugar bottles, aren't they? I think that's what they're called, sugar bell bottles, I think they're called. Yeah, I'm really desperately after at least one of those, so that would be a humongous help if anybody knows where I can get them from. So please don't forget. And yeah, exciting times about my retirement. I am retiring early, I have to say, but let's hope it all goes well. Time will tell if I've made the biggest mistake of my blooming life. But I'm very, very excited about it. That one. That's that one. And that's that one. Oh, you'll have to start telling me what plans you've got for Christmas as well. and start sharing your Christmas decorations. I love to see other people's Christmas decorations. I usually go mad at Christmas for decorations, and I do a themed Christmas every year. And I've done, what did I do? I did Willy Wonka, I've done Alice in Wonderland. What else have I done? Oh, I've done a Harry Potter one. So I've done quite a few. But this year, because of my partner having not been very well and stresses of work and things, I've not really been up to doing a themed Christmas, because usually I have to start it around August, September time, believe it or not, to make all the stuff, because I make all my own decorations and things when I do the themed Christmas. I don't just go out and buy everything. So yeah, I've not really had, I suppose, the mojo really to do it, which is a bit of a shame really, because I know my grandkids love it, but yeah, I just needed a bit of a break this year, so I haven't done a themed Christmas this year. I've just dragged all my stuff down out of the attic today, and I'm going to be going through all of that tomorrow to decide what I'm doing. And I might just do a tree with a few little bits around the room. Yeah, might have a bit of a more, oh look what I've done, might have a bit of a more minimalist approach to Christmas this year. But it is only me and my other half. We are going out for Christmas dinner, which I'm really looking forward to. So there's going to be no prep involved, just yeah, so that's nice. We can just get up on Christmas Day whatever time suits us, open our little prezzies up, go for dinner, come home and get blottoed, which will be nice. There's the two little envelopes done, so they're ready. So they're ready to go in the little ephemera box. I thought I had one ready. I'll put it in the ephemera envelope. This is the ephemera envelope for now, so those can go in there. You saw my paper clip. There's my paper clip. That's one complete. Yay me. And now I need to get on and do the rest. So enough for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been a little bit entertaining, if nothing else, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I'd love to have you on board. Sometimes I actually know what I'm doing, and then if things go a lot better, and sometimes I don't. So yeah, I'll see you all again probably Wednesday. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.